Are you thinking of becoming an airline pilot, but you're not sure where to start? Hi, I'm Michael. I'm the general manager at US Flight Co., a flight training school out of the Des Moines Airport. And I'm going to break down the first 6 steps you need to know to start your aviation journey. The first step is taking a discovery flight. A discovery flight is a chance to go up with one of our certified flight instructors, and you'll actually get to take the controls and do some maneuvers. The instructor might show you some of the fun maneuvers that we do. You can ask some questions about what their aviation and training journey looked like. It's a great opportunity to learn more. Many of our instructors actually were hired after completing our fast track program. The second step is to receive your first class medical certificate. The way you do this is you go see an AME, which is an aviation medical examiner. What an AME is a doctor that is certified by the FAA to give medical exams. It's similar to a physical. They will go over some of your health background, ask you some questions, and really make sure you're fit to operate a plane and be a pilot and meet the safety standards. There are some disqualifying health conditions. To name a few, there's some mental health conditions, some heart conditions, diabetes. You can look some of this up online. If you're unsure about a condition you have, you can also call the AME at their office and just ask some questions. Once you receive your medical certificate, you can start training. Technically, you don't need your certificate, your medical certificate, to start training, but before you can solo, you have to have one. So you don't want to put all this flight time in, get to 15, 20 hours to the point of soloing, and then realize you can't get your medical, because then you've already spent money and time on it. We do require for our fast track program students that they have their first class medical before they can start the program. That's because airlines require the first class, so you want to make sure you qualify for that before you put all the time and money into it and then realize you can't meet your end goal. The next step is going to be figuring out your financing. Flight training is a big investment and the price can be a little daunting at first, but it has a big payoff. So if you think about becoming a first officer at a regional airport, as soon as you meet your hour requirements, they're paying about $100,000 your very first year, and from there it just grows. If you also think about aviation and airline jobs not requiring a degree, it saves you time and it also saves you a lot of money. So as far as financing, there's a few different options. Some people have savings and are able to pay cash all up front, and other people have to finance using loans. So with that, there's a few options within it. You can go to a bank and take out a loan. There's some private loans that you can take out, such as Stratus. They do aviation loans. Some people use a cosigner when getting their loans. Typically, if you have a cosigner, your interest rate will be much lower. There's also some scholarship opportunities. The AOPA, the 99s, which is a women in aviation group, they offer scholarships to apply for. It's important to take advantage of the resources available to you. So before you even begin training, you can look into different groups to join. There's aviation events at different airports all around Iowa and really in any state. You can also join Facebook groups or any other online groups. It's a great way to meet other pilots. You never know who you're going to meet. You might meet someone that already works at the airline. That would be a great resource. Someone that works at a regional, cargo, anyone really that you can ask questions, make connections, potentially use as a reference or a resource later on. They also will be really knowledgeable, so they could offer you any advice, tell you about their flight training journey to give you some tips and maybe make some plans for yourself. Starting your training with a goal in mind and coming in with a growth mindset is going to be really important to your training. A lot of people come in with little to no knowledge about aviation and they have a lot to learn. Many people will stop their training before they even get their private because they feel a little overwhelmed. You need to come in with a positive mindset and be ready to start your training. There's going to be days where you're frustrated, maybe your flight didn't go so well or you messed up on a maneuver, but there's also going to be days where something just clicks. Maybe something you didn't understand before or struggled with. One day you're gonna get it and it's gonna motivate you again to keep going. At US Flight Co, we work really closely with our students, not just our instructors, but all of our office staff. We have admissions coordinators at the front desk that are very knowledgeable to answer all of your questions. Me, I am there to support you in any way with any struggles you're having or anything you need. If you need help with your medical, if you need help with your financing, any way we can assist, we want to do that because we want to keep your motivation up and support you any way that we can. And the last thing you want to think about is, what are your goals? Do you want to work for a major airline, a regional airline? There's cargo jobs, there's corporate pilot jobs. There are a lot of opportunities in aviation, and you can start small and keep growing. If you have a goal set, it's going to be a lot easier for you to complete your training and have a plan. Any resources you have, any people you know in aviation, ask them questions. Like I said, using your resources is super important in aviation. While there's many pilots in the world, it's a small community. You'll meet someone who knows someone who knows someone that might help you get there. So having your goal in mind is really important. Becoming a pilot takes a lot of commitment and planning and hard work, but it's a very rewarding career. There is a lot of growth and demand for airline pilots. So the quicker you get done, the quicker you'll meet that goal. If you're ready to start your training or you just want to learn more, we're always here to answer your questions. We'd like to show you around if you're interested. A phone call, really whatever you want to know, we're happy to help. Just give us a call, or you can fill out an interest form on our website.